Hey guys, Ash here coming at you today with some very low-level hero content for Town Hall 9. I'm going to bring you 3 different types of attacks, and we'll talk about the adjustments that you have to make to help compensate for the low-level heroes. So we're going to bring you GoHo first, and then Penta LaLoon, followed by a GoLo attack with back-end balloons. So here you can see the attacker is using Giants and Healer to start out the attack. Now this is actually a very popular strategy from way back in the day, and mainly it's because if you want to add healers to these type of attacks, especially against a pretty high level base like this, you definitely can't use a queen walk, and if you do, it's going to have to be a very, very short one, because obviously the health issues that you're running into with a low level queen, as well as mainly the DPS, you just won't be able to move fast enough, and if you get more than 2-point defenses on her, she'll definitely die, and you know, it's just not a good thing to do. Queen walk level 10 or 15 as a minimum. So, but using the healers with Giants actually works out really well. You can see these Giants are actually going to all stay alive throughout the entire raid, and the attacker's going to do a great job of just monitoring the Giants' progress through the core of the base, and then just trickling in the hogs surgically where needed. You can see he's still holding back on 7 hogs for the eastern portion of the map. So a very nice attack here, very impressive given the hero levels especially, and if you consider the fact that we're using the Giant Healer strategy, it's worth noting that sometimes I see people with very low levels use golems, and I think it's definitely worth a shot to go ahead and use Giants instead, because the Giants are actually going to help you out more than a golem will, just strictly in terms of DPS, because that's one of the hurdles that you're going to have, especially attacking a base this advanced as a Town Hall 9. The issue is that your heroes just aren't going to carry that DPS, especially to help you with cleanup. I see a lot of like 50 to 75% attacks using just a standard GoHo attack with these level heroes, and I guess the reason behind that, one of the reasons behind that, is because those golems don't do any DPS, and the Giants stay alive with the healers. You're going to lose a few to spring traps, obviously, but more importantly, they're going to help you by doing a lot more damage output than the golems will, especially, again, if they stay alive the entire raid. Now let's go ahead and get to the next attack. So it's going to be a Penta LaLoon with a Max Hound in the clan castle. Now it's very important to note the direction of the air sweepers. I know that sounds super obvious, but for whatever reason, I often see people not noting the air sweeper direction or the wizard tower's location, and those are 2 of the most important things you need to be aware of, besides the location of the air defenses and the queen. So with the air sweepers and the air defenses, you're basically just trying to plot your course through the base. So you can see the attacker here. He's going to use his heroes down in the south there, and then he's going to send 2 lava hounds at that first air defense. They're going to do a good job distracting that wizard tower. He uses his first rage spell. You want to note that he's bringing 4 rage spells and 2 poison spells. The poison spells are going to be used against the enemy queen. That is absolutely pivotal here. Again, with the Penta LaLoon strategy, I think there's a golem in the clan castle here, but whatever's in the clan castle, you want to try to incorporate the poison spells to slow down that queen's rate of fire, and use another poison spell to take out the clan castle. Now, me personally, I think you get a lot more bang for your buck by slowing down that queen, especially if she's centralized in a very fortified area that you can't just snipe early on in the raid. So I think using 2 poisons as opposed to 1 poison for the clan castle and 1 haste spell is actually the way to go on a Penta LaLoon. On a GoLoon, everything changes, obviously, because normally you're going to take out the queen with your kill squad in the beginning of the attack. Maybe I'll do a new updated revised strategy for Penta LaLoon at Town Hall 9, and I just put one out for Town Hall 11, but maybe I'll do one for Town Hall 9 again, because it's been a while since I visited the strategy. But you can see, if you have very, very low level heroes, like level 1 and 4 in this case here, so basically no abilities to use as far as hero abilities, I think Penta LaLoon is definitely the #1 strategy, bang for your buck, with no heroes or low level heroes. Now again, we're going to go ahead and end here with another very interesting and impressive attack. The attacker is going to use 3 golems and a bunch of wizards, 14 I believe, or 13 wizards, a few hogs, and a bunch of balloons. Now You guys have asked this in the comments many times before, and I always give the same answer. It's so simple and basic, but when do you bring balloons? It's very easy. Look at this base design here. All the air defenses are clumped up in the southern part of the base. there's no air defense over that northern one just to the south of the Queen, and then that makes the base a very obvious target for using back-end balloons. Now, just a little note on balloon usage at Town Hall 9 with ground armies, with like a GoHo army, or bringing 3 golems and all those wizards on a base like this, for example. Now, anytime you're attacking a base, even if you don't have balloons planned, in my opinion, you should take a look at the air defenses, because sometimes you don't even notice them. When you're planning out a ground raid, I know some people, you can be so locked in focused on where you're going to send in your hogs, where you're going to put your golems, where you're going to put your heroes, that you don't even notice sometimes that the air defenses, because they're really the last thing on your mind as a ground attacker, that the air defenses are clumped up. So no matter what kind of ground strategy you're using, and no matter what level your heroes are, and no matter what town hall level you are, you should always be aware of defenses that you can take out very easily using a handful of balloons. And this is a great example. The attacker here brings 8 balloons, uses them all back end, and the balloons are able to do a lot of the heavy lifting in terms of the late round damage here, late attack damage rather, and it's just a very beautiful attack again, like all 3 of these attacks. So guys, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. It was a lot of fun bringing it to you. If you have a request for future episodes, let me know in the comments below. I really appreciate it, guys. As always, take care.